Welcome to Good to Know. I'm Dan Grossman, and today we're putting Black history in the spotlight. People from past and present who are doing their part to shape a better future for all.
They were the ones who were the first in our nation to really stand up and prove that they could achieve equal to or better than white people.
Soldiers who were some of the first to sacrifice it all.
I have come so close with his record and his story that I fondly call him Uriah, and I consider him an adopted son.
Men and women owed proper recognition and respect.
Slavery did take place here. It was very real, and this is a tangible connection to that past.
To see the women who were involved in World War II elevated in this way is really exciting, and it's past time, so it's great.
And educators and entertainers who paved the way for a more united country.
If we feel pride in where we come from and who we are instead of shame, it allows us to be inspired about where we can go.
Gonna have to put your flat feet on the ground.
Music is something that really doesn't have color. It's a feel. It gives a message to reach the people down in the gutter or the people up in the presidency. Music, it connects.
In the meantime, take especially good care of yourself and be good to your neighbor.
We begin with projects to address mistakes and wrongs from the past for those who fought for freedom and experienced slavery in America.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming out for today.
Graveside services at military cemeteries.
We all know why we're here, to honor someone that served with pride.
We have watched plenty in the past.
Thank you for your service and sacrifice to form a more perfect union.
But this ceremony in Henrico's Glendale National Cemetery has been 160 years in the making.
It has probably been roughly 3 years. It was just about this time.
On this day, Linda Cook, who lives 1 mile from the landmark, is beaming with pride. Since 2021, the amateur historian has been on a mission to correct an honest mistake from the Civil War that's just 5 letters long.
Each person that sacrifices for their country deserves to be remembered in their rightful name.
I featured Miss Cook in July. Last summer, the professional title researcher shared how she became linked to a soldier from long ago.
I have come so close with his record and his story that I fondly call him Uriah, and I consider him an adopted son.
Uriah Scott, with the 28th Indiana United States Colored Troops, died from wounds during the Battle of Jones Bridge in 1864. Linda says Uriah was just 16 years old. But during the Civil War buff's research, she found that Uriah was buried under a different name.
The headstone for Uriah carried the wrong name. They carried his first name as Robert. And by my research, that is not correct.
Coincidentally, 2 professional historians, Jimmy Price and Mike Gorman with Richmond National Battlefield Park, also discovered the 19th century mix-up.
Well, in the case of Uriah Scott, the United States Colored Troops were sort of fulfilling the promise of the Emancipation Proclamation.
And it's really an act on the part of the United States writ large to say you mattered. Far away from home, maybe, unfortunately, without your name anymore. But this mattered to us.
After our story aired, Linda says word filtered up to the National Cemetery Association.
I was totally committed to the project. It was just something I felt like I had to do.
And at this time, we'll go ahead and unveil Uriah Scott's headstone. This may be small to some people, but this is very big. We want to make sure that everybody that is enshrined in the National Cemetery is taken care of.
Whenever I'm in here now, I'll see that. And generations, even unborn, will see that and be able to have that story. And it touches me very deeply.
I salute you with my hand over my heart, Private Scott. Rest in peace. You are remembered and honored today and every day.
For centuries, we've been able to tour former President Andrew Jackson's home, view portraits, and explore the cabins where enslaved people lived, but their graves remain hidden.
The people who lived and died here, where were they buried? And we've not been able to answer that part of the story.
That is until now.
To the left here are the burials of at least 28 enslaved people.
Although their names remain unknown, 28 stones now mark their final resting place. Roughly the same number of enslaved people the foundation thinks died at the Hermitage. Jackson is known to have owned 300 enslaved people before the Civil War.
Slavery did take place here. It was very real. And this is a tangible connection to that past. And so we feel it's important to tell visitors those stories.
Visitors like Michael Reff, who traveled from Seattle with his mother for a tour. During our interview, they unexpectedly discovered the cemetery and were struck by its significance.
These were people that lived on this property, and although they were slaves of Andrew Jackson, his family, and the legacy of the family, it's something that, you know, again, we should shine a light on, and we should have discussions about in our country and not be afraid to talk about it.
The Hermitage tried many times to uncover the graves, but it didn't work out until an anonymous donor provided resources to help find these missing pieces. An important clue was an agriculture report from 1935.
And what we saw in the aerial images and with the maps is that what this author of this report described was actually true on the ground.
Using ground-penetrating radar technology, experts located the remains without disturbing them.
They were looking for what the archaeologists would recognize as indications of potential or possible burial.
History that was hidden in plain sight is now revealed for all to see.
We hope people will reflect upon what slavery was and be able to have a more meaningful connection to the folks who are buried here.
The Tuskegee Airmen were the first black military airmen, and they fought in World War II, acting as fighter escorts for bombers.
These guys changed the course of history.
The success of the group's mission played a critical role in President Harry Truman's decision to desegregate the military in 1948.
They were the ones who were the first in our nation to really stand up and prove that they could achieve equal to or better than white people.
Including Marsha Bortner's husband, Dr. Harold Brown.
Grew up with a love of wanting to fly.
As a teenager, he overcame racial prejudice in the South, but would go on to accomplish his dreams of joining the Air Force. During World War II, Brown flew 30 missions with the Tuskegee Airmen and fought in the Korean War.
To hear about him actually talk about his one-on-one experiences flying combat aircraft in World War II, and then being involved in a strafing operation where he actually strafed a German train, and that the train, when he strafed it, it exploded and parts of the train came up and damaged his aircraft.
That forced him to bail out of the aircraft over Austria, where he was taken prisoner of war.
So these stories just go from maybe something innocuous to this full-blown story of heroism and excitement.
Edward Patrick was a good friend of Brown's and the owner of the Liberty Aviation Museum in Port Clinton, where the veterans spent a lot of time visiting and interacting with kids.
He always talked to them honestly, truthfully, and concluded, if I can do it, you can do it.
This Stearman behind me looks exactly like the one Dr. Brown flew in the 1940s while training in Tuskegee before he went to Italy. And this is also the last plane he flew at just 98 years old.
He had health issues as time went on, wanted to live to be 100.
But he just missed that goal. Dr. Brown passed in January of 2023, shortly after flying in that plane. But his memory still lives on. A statue dedicated to the trailblazer was just unveiled at the Liberty Aviation Museum.
I think it's only fitting that we recognize all the things that he did in his life, and inspired even me to, there's days I'd be down and say, is it really worth it to be doing all this? And then when you meet somebody like that, you go, that's exactly why we do this, because of individuals like Dr. Brown.
Ahead, we celebrate some of the first black entertainers to take their talents global.
All aboard the night train now boarding.
And an audacious hello to you.
Night Train was it. It showcased the black talent.
See the people that brought an entirely new culture into our homes when Good to Know returns.
I want to make sure that not just that my smile looks good, but that I'm preventing problems before they start.
If you've been avoiding the dentist because of fear, worry, or just not wanting to be judged, you're not alone. Visit nofeardentist.com.
You are the North Star, the guiding light for the ones you love. And the first step to their good health is yours. Mercy Health, primary, specialty, and emergency care. Healthcare for the universe of you.
Imagine boundless healthcare. Care so personal it makes your best tomorrow possible. Where leading experts offer more options through groundbreaking research and clinical trials. That's boundless care for better outcomes.
Everyone has a veteran in their life, and we all know the sacrifices they've made to serve our country with honor. At Butler County Veterans Service Commission, it is our honor to serve them. We offer everything from VA medical benefits, health filing VA claims, financial assistance, and transportation services. It is our mission to ensure that the veterans of Butler County receive every benefit they're entitled to. For more information, visit bcvetsoh.gov.
At Brakes for Less, you get more for less. How much more? New brake pads on all four wheels, resurfaced rotors, a brake fluid top-off, plus a parts and labor warranty, all for as low as $239. Our expert technicians do thousands of brake jobs a week and provide prompt, speedy service. Hurry, schedule your free brake inspection today. Less waiting, less stress, less cost. Brakes for Less gives you more for less.
Geiler has been providing comfort in the Cincinnati area for 135 years. Now that winter is here, take advantage of their heating maintenance special and reduce the risk of expensive breakdowns by as much as 95%. Clean, efficient systems are less likely to break down, have longer life, and consume less energy while providing peace of mind for your family. Don't forget to ask how you can become a preferred customer for even greater savings. Call today to schedule your tune-up.
Tom Gill Chevrolet commercials are all about the magic.
Because it is magic here. Just look at our huge selection of affordable new cars.
And new trucks with more than enough power for any job.
Our huge new vehicle selection is magic for our customers.
It's like something out of a fairy tale.
Come to Tom Gill Chevrolet, where you always feel the magic.
I still love to surf, snowboard, and of course skate, so I take Cunol Magnesium to support my muscle and bone health. Cunol's high absorption magnesium glycinate helps me get the full benefits of magnesium. Cunol, the brand I trust.
Welcome back to Good to Know. Our Spotlight on Black History takes us to the television, where we find trailblazing entertainers and stories of heroism.
You're 85, Jimmy?
Yeah. 85 and counting.
In rehearsal for another gig. In an exceptionally long career.
I don't want to slow down.
Jimmy Church says his life has taught him something with total certainty.
Gonna have to put your flat feet on the ground. Music is something that really doesn't have color. It's a feel. It gives a message to reach the people down in the gutter or the people up in the presidency. Music, it connects.
1964, a few years before the interstate arrived in the area, Jefferson Street was a thriving place for black business and music.
Jefferson Street was like Beale Street in Memphis. They had clubs. That's where everybody played.
Owner of Jefferson Street Sound Museum, Lorenzo Washington.
We were in the time of segregation, Jim Crow. A lot of the artists was afraid to travel.
For those who did, a green book was still necessary. A listing of safe places for black travelers to stay and eat.
You know what to do and you know what not to do.
And into that steps a Nashville radio DJ, Noble Blackwell.
He was like an Ed Sullivan to us, you know, in the neighborhood.
Noble took a meeting with the general manager of Channel 5,
Mr. T.B. Baker.
Noble had an idea to pitch him.
A black TV show Well, first, we don't have no sponsors. Nobody say, I'll take care of the sponsors.
All aboard the night train now boarding.
And an audacious hello to you.
Speaking to us from Maryland is Noble's family, left to right. Wife Katie, daughter Tracy, and granddaughter Diamond.
He had so much charisma.
You stick and stay, don't go away.
People loved my father.
Wherever you may be, cool it now.
There's so many catchphrases.
Mighty fine.
One was yes, 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 yes. And in between time, take especially good care of yourself and be good to your neighbor.
Major artists visiting the city would make an appearance on Night Train.
James Brown,
Gladys Knight,
B.B. King,
Little Richie,
Otis Redding.
And beyond that, the international syndication was an unparalleled showcase for all those Jefferson Street acts.
Here is Jimmy Church.
Including Jimmy.
I mean, I was excited. You know, TV show, it just opened the doors.
If they were on TV, they could get jobs.
Night Train was it. It showcased the black talent.
There's also this, an early appearance by a performer who'd been playing locally just a few years before his breakthrough.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix was wearing a suit and tie.
Something was happening. People were tuning into Night Train, and it wasn't just the black audience. The show was one part of a national cultural shift.
There was still a lot of racial tension, and black music was sort of considered by the white audience taboo. The popularity of it began to cross over.
Once whites got into it, then they just took it to another level.
Because it was a syndicated program, the global acceptance of R&B, Night Train helped to promote it.
Night Train ended in 1967. Noble went on to a long career in broadcasting. He died in 1994. Many years after his appearances on Night Train, Jimmy is proud not only to still be performing, but being given the chance to see firsthand the sort of impact music can make.
I'm just blessed to be a part of it, you know.
In the meantime, take especially good care of yourself and be good to your neighbor.
And so this is my Aunt Vashti. As we can see, they have the rotary dial phones and the typewriters there.
Dr. Frances Murphy Draper takes a stroll down memory lane as she shows me the Afro's archives about the 688th Central Postal Directory Battalion. One of the women who served was her aunt, Vashti Murphy Matthews. She says her aunt didn't talk much about what she did during World War II.
So her children said they didn't know either. So none of us heard her talk about her service.
But as the years went on, Dr. Draper says they were able to get a better understanding of what the women of the 688 World War II's only woman Army Corps unit of color did.
Most of these women were college-educated women already in the workforce, even back in the 40s. And they were public servants who did service for the country and got no recognition for it.
Their stories are captured in Tyler Perry's film, The 688. The women were responsible for clearing a backlog of mail that hadn't been delivered to American soldiers serving overseas.
Just imagine this group of women in terrible conditions, no heat, rodent-infested place that they had to work and live.
And what's remarkable is that during this time, the Afro-American newspaper had reporters on the ground in Europe documenting this history.
When you look at the archives, you can see an article that lists the names of the women from the 688 and the state they're from. Savannah Wood is the executive director of Afro Charities. The nonprofit is responsible for maintaining the archives.
It's great that we have archives like the Afro Archives to bring their stories to light, to know their names, and to know the specifics of what they were doing on a day-to-day basis.
Savannah is also related to Vashti Murphy Matthews. She is happy to see women like her great aunts finally get their recognition.
So to see the women who were involved in World War II elevated in this way is really exciting, and it's past time, so it's great.
When we come back, meet some of today's change makers.
What about my table in the front?
I love high school. You can have a lot more challenging conversations with them, and I think that is what the world needs.
Besides Jesus and my daddy, this is the next greatest man that, in my book, to walk this earth. You're just special to me.
Yeah. The love and respect they show is good to know.
I want to make sure that not just that my smile looks good, but that I'm preventing problems before they start.
If you've been avoiding the dentist because of fear, worry, or just not wanting to be judged, you're not alone. Visit nofeardentist.com.
You are the North Star, the guiding light for the ones you love. And the first step to their good health is yours. Mercy Health, primary, specialty, and emergency care. Healthcare for the universe of you.
Imagine boundless healthcare. Care so personal it makes your best tomorrow possible. Where leading experts offer more options through groundbreaking research and clinical trials. That's boundless care for better outcomes.
Geiler has been providing comfort in the Cincinnati area for 135 years. Now that winter is here, take advantage of their heating maintenance special and reduce the risk of expensive breakdowns by as much as 95%. Clean, efficient systems are less likely to break down, have longer life, and consume less energy while providing peace of mind for your family. Don't forget to ask how you can become a preferred customer for even greater savings. Call today to schedule your tune-up.
Everyone has a veteran in their life, and we all know the sacrifices they've made to serve our country with honor. At Butler County Veterans Service Commission, it is our honor to serve them. We offer everything from VA medical benefits, help filing VA claims, financial assistance, and transportation services. It is our mission to ensure that the veterans of Butler County receive every benefit they're entitled to. For more information, visit bcvetsoh.gov.
At Brakes for Less, you get more for less. How much more? New brake pads on all four wheels, resurfaced rotors, a brake fluid top-off, plus a parts and labor warranty, all for as low as $239. Our expert technicians do thousands of brake jobs a week and provide prompt, speedy service. Hurry, schedule your free brake inspection today. Less waiting, less stress, less cost. Brakes for Less gives you more for less.
Tom Gill Chevrolet's commercials always show the magic.
When you come here, you feel the magic too. Our salespeople don't get a commission.
They're paid to get you the best vehicle at the best price without hassle or tricky financing.
They fight inflation. Come to Tom Gill Chevrolet, where you always feel the magic.
Skating for over 45 years has taken a toll on my body. I take Cunol turmeric because it helps with healthy joints and inflammation support. Why Cunol? It has superior absorption compared to regular turmeric. Cunol, the brand I trust.
Finally, we meet a few Black figures who are working to inspire future generations.
All right, y'all. Let's see if y'all can pick up on the epithets.
A school is more than a building.
So what does it say? Give me the whole line.
A classroom more than its desk.
You are beauteous, mighty, and rare.
Yes. What about my table in the front?
And a teacher.
A principal comes in and they evaluate me. They're just like, it's kind of chaotic.
He's trying to help you because he knows I might accidentally hit him.
Can make all the difference.
But it's like organized chaos.
Come on, man.
And I like that. It's like a family feel.
This is Danae Pinkney's senior English elective.
This is essentially a passion project for me.
She designed exploration of Black voices in literature as a deep dive.
Omnipotent. It's a big word there. That's a strong one, too.
I took it because I wanted to learn more about my culture and just like, I feel like a lot of African Americans like lose their cultural identity. It'd be nice to just, you know, get that knowledge back.
So what do you have?
Leading to deep discussions.
You got a Lord of Eternity. I love high school. You can have a lot more. And it's not about adding challenging conversations with them. And I think that is what the world needs. What does that tell you?
And she hopes
He is lifetime itself.
a deeper understanding.
If we feel pride in where we come from and who we are instead of shame,
it allows us to be inspired about where we can go.
What's the apostrophe example that y'all are going to use?
The inspiration Pinckney's created.
She is wonderful with students. She builds relationships.
So it's that second definition.
She engages students. She tries. She's not afraid to try new things.
They were helping each other.
Recently earned her the title of 2025 Ohio Teacher of the Year.
We're just very proud.
This is a wonderful honor for me, but even more so, I think it's important that I'm able to highlight all of the others around me that didn't have a giant assembly, that don't get to have a giant banner, because I'm surrounded by amazing teachers. I hope that my students take away from my class that they are loved.
Go ahead, Hezzy.
They are valued, they are important, and they can
That was the first one.
make a huge change for the good in the world.
Blackman Middle in Murfreesboro is the largest middle school in Tennessee.
Everybody, when they walk down the hall, you know, everybody greets you, you know.
1,700 students are enrolled here. For the last 14 years, Vernon Humes, or Mr. Vernon, as everybody calls him, has helped keep this massive building clean. And he's cleaned up in the Friends department, too.
Besides Jesus and my daddy, this is the next greatest man that in my book to walk this earth. You're just special to me.
Yeah.
This is my baby girl. Better give Mr. Vernon a hug. He's seen my girls grow up. My girls all went to school here.
They've shared a lot of life together, walking these halls.
People smile, but his smile is different. He smiles through his eyes. He smiles through his heart. He just radiates a sense of joy that comes from within.
The students see and feel his joy, too. And every day, these three pitch in to help him.
Why do you help Mr. Vernon?
Because he's a very respectful and nice, kind man that helps all of us. And I just want to show him that I wanted to help him to take some time out of his day to do all the work he does for us.
They do a fantastic job.
There's no doubt the kids have gotten to know him well.
I know Mr. Vernon likes to go fishing, and when I help him, it gives him more time to go fishing in the day, and I also just like to help Mr. Vernon because he's a nice guy.
They help me so tremendously, you know, just little things they do means a lot to me.
Sean and Mr. Vernon say they'll retire together.
Friends for life.
Yep.
Maybe one day I'll take a fishing. All righty.
Mr. Vernon wanted the spotlight on the teachers, not himself. But he is a teacher of life and a good friend.
We're not ready to hang it up yet, are we?
No, not
Vernon
yet.
and I are going to ride out together.
We appreciate all the connections and contributions. They're all good to know.